Now, here are your hosts, Hank Davis and Alex Cruz.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Falling Skies Fan Podcast. This episode of the show is brought to you by ProXPN. ProXPN is a virtual private network that allows you to use the internet the way it's supposed to be, anonymously and without oversight. For 20% off your new account, go to proxpn.com/podcast and use the coupon code TPENET. And this episode is also brought to you by Uphill Entrepreneur. It is my book, my personal book. It's available on Kindle and via PDF. Soon it'll be available on Nook and the Google Play Store. Joining me as he always does, he's my partner in crime. He's Alex Cruz. How the heck are you, buddy?
Hey, I am doing fair, and I'll tell you what, I'm really pumped after this last episode of Falling Skies, and it just left me wanting more, so I can't wait to dig right into it.
We want more. We want more. Now, the first thing we have to mention, last week when I tweeted out the podcast on Twitter, we received a retweet from Maxim Knight from Falling Skies. I thought that was awesome. He is Matt off of Falling Skies.
Yeah, you know what? I think it would be really cool if there are any cast members that listen to us, and truth be told, Maxim Knight might be the only one that knows how to use that kind of technology. So us older folk don't know how to use it.
Can I tell a embarrassing story?
Go ahead, yeah.
Well, the guy that played Die on Falling Skies, that is dead. Spoiler. That is dead.
Double D.
I was looking at him the other day. And I was like, should I unfollow him now? I don't know. It's kind of awkward. A little embarrassing. But
it's as I said, he's technically not altogether gone from the show, because I think I saw that they're going to do a flashback episode with him in it, and this is supposed to be an episode, I believe, that what happened before the invasion.
Oh, cool. Good deal. They do that a lot on these shows, because on Revolution, they do that with the Ben character. He gets to live vicariously through flashbacks.
Yeah, but they never really did it like that. They never done it like that in Falling Skies.
No, not that I can think of. Nope. Hey, we had some feedback from last week's show that missed the episode because we recorded so early.
Okay.
Just a couple quick notes. Can
All
I run
right,
down?
let's listen to it.
Hank and Alex just watched the double episode, and holy hell, what a way to start the season 3. So good. I like how the clothing tells you everything you need to know about a character. Lourdes has a lab coat on and a stethoscope. She must be a doctor. And Tom has a new suit and jacket. Guess he will take a political role this season. I figured out who the traitor is. This is his theory. It's General Bressler.
Ooh.
And what's with the freaky baby? I'm secretly praying for a lizard tongue. Yes, Star Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Child. Well, I will try to watch it quicker next time and send you an email quicker. It's nice to hear you guys again, though. Keep up the good work. And that is James from Melbourne. James.
Our old buddy James.
He rules, man. So he had some feedback later after we're done recapping. But here was one. Here I laughed so hard at this one. This is Christopher at Lost Weather Guy on Twitter. He said, regarding last week's Falling Skies, did you think of the old Scooby-Doo cartoon, or was it just me? He said, I was laughing out loud at Dr. Kadar equals Thelma with the eyeglasses. I can't
Nice.
I can't see a thing without my glasses.
know what? That's what I thought too.
I was on the floor. I was like, how come we didn't say that on the show? That would have been great.
And,
that was funny.
Some people may or may not know this, but the actor who played that part was last seen, Robert Sean Leonard, he was last seen on House.
Oh, okay.
House's buddy.
House's buddy. Okay, he looks so different.
He does, and that's how you can tell what makes a great actor is when they can act totally different and nobody suspects that that's the same actor.
He reminded me of Val Kilmer's character in Iron Man 3. That's what he reminded me of. I was like, wow, he's so sporadic. All right, Alex, did you have last week's official ratings?
Oh, you got me on the spot. Hang on, I will
Whoops.
get them for you.
My bad.
No, while I'm looking, we were talking earlier off key about an actress, the girl who plays Crazy Lee.
Yep.
I was like, I know her from somewhere, and lo and behold, she played the part of Kat on Battlestar Galactica.
Awesome.
And unfortunately, Kat did not live to see another day after so many episodes.
Well,
I'm not foreshadowing or anything, but
kind of holds true then, I guess. Typecast. Somebody said that on her Twitter feed. They said stop dying on TV shows. Oh, I was like, oh, that's messed up. It's
No.
funny, but it's true and messed up.
Okay, so our last official, it in the age range, was it the 18 to 49 age range? It did a 1.5, and total viewers altogether we got a 4.2.
I want to change that age range and to say 18 to Viagra.
So
I'm just saying.
so now if we compare that to last season, if it did a 4.2, if it would have done a 4.2 last season, it would have been the second most viewed episode. Because as we know, after the first two episodes, we floated anywhere between a 3.84 to a, let's see what the lowest was, like a 3.34. So I kind of like hovered between the 3 and 4 range.
Okay. And I'm one of those people that always like, hey, what would have happened if, and I have to say, what would have happened if there was no NBA playoff game, there was no Game of Thrones season finale for the first hour? You know, I just wondered how much that hit them, and knocked them down a little bit.
Well, I know that I think they might have had some competition with everybody's favorite vampire show on the pay TV as well.
Oh, okay.
True Blood. And from TV by the Numbers, they got all kinds of viewers on that. But I find it kind of ironic that they have the ratings for that one show, but not for the rest of the cable shows that were on at that time.
Can I just say that going up against a vampire show kind of sucks?
Ah, nice.
Damn. Terrible jokes, the same as last week. All right, so we don't have anything for this week, though, right?
So we have nothing from this week. I got regular TV ratings from last night, but nothing from. Well, okay.
This
Well,
just
this
in.
this isn't just in. This is True Blood. True Blood drew 4.5 million viewers.
Oh, wow.
So take that for what it's worth.
Okay. Oh, wow.
But yet we have nothing on the other TV shows.
On the real show. Well, shall we get into our recap?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Badlands. So we start out with Matt running, and then the Berserkers they're waiting on someone. It looks like, like they're posted up or something, but I guess they were just waiting for his special delivery. But he gets the Ben and the Bionic Woman, that's her new name for me, first, and they're playing Words with Friends. And I'm like, these guys are just chummy as heck, huh? She just came out of nowhere, and they're just chummy as all get out.
Yeah, well,
there's been 7 months.
They seem to do things like that in the series, though, because as we remember, there's the character that was killed off last week who seemed to have been on forever. And it's like, I don't get that, but okay.
Oh, crap. You're killing me. That is a good one. How very astute of you.
Yeah, well, it's like they're kind of playing us for being stupid or something. And
Yeah, it's like tying us. I don't know. It's. I get what they're doing and why they have to do it this way, but man, come on. Um,
yeah,
Now Matt's delivering batteries for those gigantic walkies. I guess he's like, here's your delivery. I'm shocked that Tom lets Matt. I mean, I know he's got a bigger role now in the resistance, but I'm just shocked that he just lets him be in this kind of. I mean, he's in some dangerous situations.
yeah, you're putting them in danger, and I know they're living in a different time period. I guess you could say the things are different, and danger is around every single corner. But come on, I'm a parent. I wouldn't put my daughter in danger.
No, not like that. And I absolutely love when he gets to Pope. You'd think more fresh batteries. Nope, donuts.
Well, fresh batteries and donuts. See, Pope gets a special delivery.
He's got the hookup. And then that's when we notice that first time that Sniper is sighting in on Pope's group, and it's a human. You know, it's not Cochise and company. It's an actual human. And
You kind of wonder like what the heck is going on here. This is to me this got my curiosity, and that's kind of what one of the things that made me love this episode so much.
you know, this next part is slightly offensive, I'm sure, to somebody, but when Hal was like staggering around, you know, trying to walk, and Maggie goes, she says to Tom, he looks like Frankenstein. And I was like, that's kind of messed up, you know, because there's, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that
That's
sensitive.
probably not too sensitive
No.
to say something like that.
He's just staggering around like Frankenstein. I was like, ooh.
And you know what? I would be really curious to find out how some people are handling that. Oh, guess what? He can walk all of a sudden.
Yeah. That's what I was
And
wondering. Like, we didn't really get any feedback from that in this episode.
and I'll tell you what. In the Batman comics, the Joker shot Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and causing her to be paralyzed from the waist down. And that character was paralyzed from the waist down for many years, and then all of a sudden we have a DC reboot a couple years ago. DC Comics rebooted everything, and so they start over with Batgirl #1, and guess who's Batgirl? Barbara Gordon. And it did say that she was paralyzed by the Joker at one time, but she got better.
Nice.
And this caused a backlash with people with physical disabilities. And I guess I don't mean to be insensitive, but I prefer Batgirl to be Barbara Gordon and not in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, I know realistically that's probably not too. It's not realistic for someone to recover from something like that. Is what I'm trying to say. And I guess if I was in a situation like that, I'd be mad about it too. Because everybody likes characters that they can relate to.
Yeah, they do. They
And
do.
even if they share a disability, and when you take that away, that kind of, I don't know.
I thought they kind of thrust the whole Hal not being able to walk honest so suddenly that it almost didn't make sense, you know, because
Yeah,
we seen
I
him get out of the bed and look in his eye at the end of season 2, and then
Right.
when we come back, he's in a wheelchair, and I was, you know, it kind of was jarring, to be honest with you. Now, Tom is worried about what is going to happen if something happens to him. And I was like, you know what? That is a good point there, because with Arthur biting the dust, you really don't have a credible politician there. You know, not really. And then what in the heck is Gene doing with this Liberty treat? That looked ridiculous.
Well, what I did afterwards, I kind of checked out, did my resources on the Liberty Tree and stuff, and again, this is another American Revolution type thing. There was this tree in Boston that the Patriots would any time anybody needed to give out any news or any trouble was to be caused was in front of this Liberty Tree, and so as the Revolutionary War started, loyalists had gone and cut the stupid tree down, thinking that would quell this rebellion. Well, of course, we know how that went.
Nice.
But this Liberty Tree is kind of have a similar thing, because this is a place, again, this is going to be like a meeting place, not so much a meeting place, as we're going to find out. It's going to be also serve as a memorial, as we're going to find out near the end of the episode.
Yeah, true. Now, here's where I get a little disturbed. Now, Maxim, thank you so much for the retweet, and I hope you retweet our show this week. But you kind of freaked me out when you're peeking at the girl that's trying to take a pee. Did that weird you out at all?
I'll tell you what, it did not, because come on, this is an adolescent boy.
But peeing? I thought that was.
You know what? I was an adolescent boy. Whenever they could cop a peek, they would. That's a boy thing.
I don't know.
Unless I'm being just too creepy. And
I just thought that, just the urinating part was a little bit creepy to me. I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't never experience that, I guess.
Well, here I'll tell a really quick story. We were at I was at a, I don't know if I told you guys this story before, but I was at a dentist's office, and some woman decided to whip her breast out and started breastfeeding. And my first reaction was, "Oh, I can't look at that." And my mom was with me, and she's like, she couldn't believe that happened, but didn't say anything. And of course, the only one that said anything to me was my grandpa, who was teasing me and said, "Hey, did you cop a peek there, kid?" Oh, grandpa.
Oh, your grandpa sounds like a man after my own heart.
Oh yeah, he was something else.
So the group just kind of laughs it off. Like, hey, he's a youngster, of course he's going to be looking or whatever. And then she gets whacked by a sniper. As soon as she had to leave the group, I knew she was gone. Didn't you?
Well, yeah, you kind of suspected that something was going to happen. And Pope had given her what looked like Kevlar at first, but when you get a closer peek, speaking of peeks, they were tires made into a vest.
Tread, yeah. Don't forget.
And so my reaction was, when they checked it out, she was just lying there. So I figured, oh, they just got her in the shoulder. She's fine.
Yeah, I thought that at first too. I almost said something. I can't say it. Oh, I gotta stop. All right. Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, oh, she's gonna be fine because, these steel belted friggin' radials will stop anything. And I was like, it saved her. It saved her. And then we see that she landed on a freaking spike to the back of her skull. Would it in the area of the skull that it went through, would you have that much force going back on your head like that, getting hit with a 50 cal? I mean, because that spike was like...
It all depends on how hard she hit the ground. And to me, I bought it.
Okay.
I bought into it.
Okay, it just seemed like I was just like, whoa, I was mortified when I seen the injury. And then, so she's laying there with her head on that spike or whatever you want to call it.
The piece of re-rod.
Re-rod. And then she's like, I can't see. I'm blind. And here's something that's just amazing. Word gets to Tom instantaneously. I mean, they show these guys are fighting and stuff. I didn't see anybody going for a radio. But Tom knows the very next cutscene, Tom is like, oh, crap, we got to get there. And then him and Weaver are there in like under, 15 seconds?
They are. Hey, can we backtrack just a
Go
little
ahead.
bit? And you
Yes.
probably know I'm gonna. You and I talked about this earlier
Yeah, go ahead.
off uh, off the mic there, and um, Tom walks and sees Weaver and he says, "Hey, Dan," and then I swear I thought I heard Weaver say, "Hi, Don," right back to him. And you know what? I watched that part over again just to make sure that I heard what I heard. I swore I heard it the second time. So I don't know if the actor playing Weaver is just talking so dang fast. It just sounds like he's saying Don.
Yeah, I think he's talking fast because he's like jumbled.
I don't know. It's like the end of the first Star Wars movie. All you newbies called it A New Hope, but anyway, um, Luke Skywalker he blows up the Death Star, lands at the base, and everyone's coming to greet him. And Carrie Fisher's character, or Princess Leia, says something to him, and then Mark Hamill playing Luke Skywalker says Carrie.
Nice.
One of those little
Faux
bloopers of
pas.
Star Wars you can get other than seeing the stormtrooper bonk his head on the Death Star, which is a priceless thing to see.
Nice. Now, Tom and Weaver discover that they are fighting humans. And I'm like, oh, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on, because this is some sort of other group. And I think this will add a lot to the show.
Yeah, I do too. But my first thought was, who the heck are these guys?
And then when they find that first body, Tom is like, if you see another one, let's take him alive or whatever. You know what I mean? I was like, man, Tom, come on, dude. You're kind of handicapping your team, by
Right.
putting the gloves on, and these guys are trying to kill you. So I worry about him when it comes to that, trying to do the good guy routine in every situation.
Well, it's not only that, but he puts himself in danger. And if you're the president, I have never once seen any president other than Andrew Jackson, which is another funny story, but I digress once more. They don't put themselves in harm's way.
Unless they're Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter, then they do.
Or Abraham Lincoln zombie hunter.
Ooh.
If anyone has Netflix, you can watch that gem of a movie.
Oh, me and my girlfriend watched that. Yikes. I give it a .00001. But Pope and Matt are trying to saw the metal off of Crazy Lee's head. So, like, out from under her, they're trying to saw that re-rod so they can just leave it in and get her out of there. Oh, man. I was like, oh, please no one ask me to do that for you.
But I'll tell you what, Matt is happy because at least he's not at school.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Anne and the Star Child are having another strange moment when Anne she's going to take her blood in order to sample it. And then she just starts losing it. And Lourdes shows up and Anne just starts spewing what she believes to be the truth. But Lourdes is like, alrighty. Did you see that interaction? And
Yeah,
I was
especially with the baby saying no.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to happen. And
don't do that,
yeah,
mother trucker.
and is it here that's revealed that she could be suffering from post?
We can talk about it right now.
Okay, and you, the that post birth depression.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm thinking that's very plausible because maybe like what we're seeing is what Anne is seeing, and maybe Anne is that's really going on with Anne.
And here's where my little stupid theory is gonna come out. My first stupid theory of the show. I was starting to think maybe there's something in Anne. We're all assuming that it's either the baby or it came from Tom. And I'm wondering if there's something in Anne.
Okay.
That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. I want to see if that pans out or not.
If it came from anybody, I'm willing to bet it came from Tom.
That's what I mean. And it would make more sense if it came from him. And that's why I'm wondering if they'll try to swerve us and be like, no, no. When what's her name touched her belly, she implanted her with something or something. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? That's very possible too, because she likes to implant people. So.
Artificially implant people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the fighting. Here's one part I did not really get. Tech is posted up with his sniper rifle, but did you see him shoot anybody or shoot at anybody at any time?
I think Tech didn't really have any ammo with him. He was just pretending.
Because he was just posted up in that same spot. And I'm like, okay, if you're getting shot at by a sniper, you would want your counter sniper to take care of business.
It was like, look at me. I look cool with this gun.
Look at me. I'm posted up. He was ready as heck, but I just thought that was a little strange. It didn't make much sense to me. So now we find out that 2 Humvees are moving out of the area. So whoever that sniper is screwed because their ride has left the area. And then Weaver launches that rocket launcher at that sniper nest. And we find out that it's not a him, it's a her. It's the girl from Continuum. It's Grace from Continuum. she has jump shows playing the exact same role as she does on Continuum. So that's awesome. And Tech wants to do something. Now he wants to kill somebody when he's up close instead of far away. But Weaver and Tom are like, no, we can't get the information we need from her if she's dead. Which, shocker, they never kill a prisoner. I mean, they have never that I can think of.
And you know what? In this case, it's like you want to get as much information from her as possible because, like they indicated, they don't know who she is.
Yeah, they have no idea. Now, this next scene was pretty touching when Crazy Lee is telling Matt and company about her dog, this dog she had. And was that not the most, I don't know, downer story you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah, but she had a point.
Yeah, definitely had a point.
And her point was, you know what, I'm that dog right now. Just
Put me out.
I kind of think that she was hoping that Pope would end it for her.
Yeah, put her out of her misery.
Right.
She was, that situation was pretty bleak. Oh, that was creepy. But so when Tom is like going into his office, he's like, I'm really super busy. And Lourdes is like, it's about Anne. She gets moved right up the chart, right up the list. And then he's, going to talk to her for a minute about that whole scenario. What did you think about Lourdes' character so far this season?
You know what? I think she's changed quite a bit because when we first met her, she was this young kid, possibly a romantic interest for Hal, and very inexperienced with being in difficult situations. And in fact, the one nice thing I liked about her back in those days was that she was really religious. And you know what?
They wrote that right out of the script.
They kind of did.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being over religious or at least a little bit religious, because to me that's being realistic. And I know I consider myself a religious person, and showing religion I don't think is a bad thing. And it seemed okay, everybody. Alex Cruz is getting on a soapbox right now. Everybody has a belief system, and you know what? Being a part of a religion is not. The media kind of like throws that away. I think if it was up to the media, and I'm talking about everything, they would consider everybody to be atheist,
Yeah, they would.
and I don't condone that at all. I think it's what the foundation of our civilization is believing in something.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. I agree with you. So let's move on to Hal. He's packing his bags. He's clearing out. He's leaving Maggie. Or is he? No. He's just gonna go turn himself in. So how did he go from I don't know what's happening to I've been going to see Karen? You know what I mean? I was like, when did we? I mean, I know Maggie filled him in, but
Right.
does he now know that every single time he had that dream that he thought he was dreaming, it was real?
It was real.
It was real, I say. So that relationship is so dysfunctional, but it is real. You know, it feels real.
Sure, and I think one heartfelt thing that she told him was she indicated to him that she said, you know what, this is how every single one of my relationships have ended.
Yep.
And I'm not willing to let this one go.
That was cool. I thought that was cool.
Because that's real.
Because if I got, like if I told my girlfriend, hey, I've been going to see my ex-girlfriend, I think the door would just shut and then that would be it. She wouldn't walk back in and say, hey, I'm sticking with you this time. I think it'd be just over. So now Tom goes to see Ann. Tom apologizes for being a butt and said that he's been neglecting Ann. And then Ann just kind of spills it and says, I don't think our daughter is human. Where were you at?
Yeah, that just came out of the blue, didn't it?
Yeah, where were you at when she said that? What were you thinking? Were you like, maybe not the approach I would have used or what?
Well, I thought Tom handled it really nicely. He didn't seem to miss a beat.
Not at this point. No. I'm gonna question him.
There wasn't even a pause to think about what she just said.
Yeah, true. He was like, you know what? You're just stressed out because you're doing everything. All right, Matt is staying by Crazy Lee's side while Pope gets the 411 from Dr. Lourdes. She is like a neurosurgeon, according to James from Melbourne. She's a neurosurgeon now. So here's what I was thinking. Why aren't we getting any help from the aliens when it comes to wounded? You have technology to deharness. They can't whip something up. They're building this gigantic machine. You can't whip me up a human repair center. No?
I think that the company didn't quite have enough money for the special effects this week. Because, as we know, the only time we've had any special effects in this episode regarding aliens or anything of the such was at the very end of the episode.
Yes. So I was like, so my theory was this. We'll get some help from Cochise with some kind of alien technology, and then that can kind of win Pope over a little bit. That's what I was suspecting was going to happen, and I was absolutely wrong. I told you.
Well, see, Pope...
Told you I had some bad theories this week.
Well, Pope is suspicious, as we know, is suspicious. Mm-hmm. And with them not helping this week, I think it kind of adds to that.
Most definitely. I mean, Pope and the Berserkers they're already fragile.
Right.
Heck, they don't like humans. So you can imagine where aliens rank on their list. Now, this is the part I thought was really disrespectful and condescending. When Tom is sitting there talking to the Star Child, while Anne is sitting right there. And he's just like joking around about the situation. And I was like, you should probably not go to sleep tonight. Because if you fall asleep, this woman might take you out. And she's just sitting there. Did you see that look on her face? She did a great job of being upset.
Yeah, it's you know what? Because in her mind, this is what she's going through.
And he's making fun of her.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, what you're basically he's like, yeah, what you're doing is kind of ridiculous.
Because he was like, "What's next? You're gonna run the 100-yard dash and stuff?" And I was like, "Man, that ain't cool, man." As a man, I would never say nothing like that in front of a woman, man, because you gotta
Well,
sleep
there's some
sometime.
sensitivity that a lot of us have that I guess wasn't evident when Tom was having that discussion with Ann.
Yeah, you gotta sleep sometime, and this woman has access to scalpels, so I don't know. All right, Ben butts in at this moment and he's like, "Hey, the snipers regained consciousness." I thought that scene was kind of messed up because Tom, before Ben even gets the entire sentence out of his mouth, Tom goes, "Wait outside." And
Yeah,
I was like, did they mess that scene up or what? Or what's the deal?
no, he's talking. You know what? Tom's character in this episode, he's kind of he's kind of going through a guilt thing in which he's put his job before his family. And
Yeah.
with with Ben telling him, "Hey, the sniper's up." That's more of a job thing than it is a son thing. And he was talking to his. I don't think they officially got married, have they?
No, I haven't seen like an official ceremony or anything. Why?
So yeah, it's like I said, the family comes, and he hasn't spent a lot of time with her because of his duties.
Yeah, he's doing his duty.
Yeah.
All right, Tom breaks it down to the sniper, Grace from Continuum. I know it looks strange. You see humans and skitters and humans and Volm.
Hey, tell your lawnmower to keep.
I'm going to kill this guy. I'm sorry. I'm going to murder him. You guys are going to see me go ape in about 10 seconds. She informs us that she works for the real president, Benjamin Hathaway. I thought she was going to say Benjamin Buttons at first, but no. So we remember Benjamin Hathaway, the name, right?
Yeah. I think wasn't he located at Guantanamo Bay? I think that's where the president was, and maybe it's safe for him to come back now. I don't know.
Are we crossing streams with shows?
Oh, I think we are. That's terrible.
So I was like, so now we bring a new dynamic to this series with the with having humans against other humans, because she says he's the one that sent them there. So what was that about?
Well, I thought that now to me, I thought, oh, cool. There's a whole another contingent of humans somewhere, and to me, this is what this blew my mind.
I thought it was amazing, and then when Bressler, Weaver, Tom are sitting around discussing the ramifications of taking on more challenges while they're already on high alert for an attack, I was like, you know what? They're right. They really don't have the forces to really deal with that, plus this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everything's coming from every area. I was like, you might want to lie low for a while if you can.
Well, I thought that interrogation was pretty clever, especially on Tom's part, because look who Ben Hathaway is. Sorry, I was just
Benjamin
I got
Buttons.
some news for everybody.
Awesome. Hopefully no spoilers.
No, Ben Hathaway is going to be making an appearance. Oh, someone has a Fallen Skies blog. That is awesome.
Everybody has a Falling Skies blog.
All right, so Commander Decker himself from Star Trek: The Motion Picture plays the part, and so Stephen Collins. All right, that is awesome.
Yeah, he'll be great for the show.
So anyway, we're talking earlier about them interrogating there, and they're joking, yeah, let's drip water on her to get information because she's not saying anything. She's only saying her, she's only sharing her rank and serial number.
Yeah. And it's hard remembering all those UPC codes off of like Post and General Mills and stuff. So
Exactly.
it's good memory on her part.
So,
Go ahead.
so anyway, so they're not getting anything from her. And then Tom says, here, let me talk to her. So he says, yeah, I bet you think we're, I thought this was brilliant. I bet you think since you see aliens and skitters around, we're in league with them. And so he goes on to explain to her what that actually is. And I thought, you know what? I bet you she was thinking that. That the whole group was thinking that this is a whole group of sympathizers who are helping that cause, and sure enough, that's he got her to talk.
Yeah, he did it, and he was like, "Look, no harness."
Yep.
And then when Lourdes goes to see Anne and figures out that Tom sent Lourdes because he doesn't trust her with the baby.
Oh, the you know what almost hit the fan then.
Whoa, did she get mad? I was like, yikes, man. That was a good scene because Lourdes did a good job of kind of downplaying why she was there. And then when Anne just kind of pieced it together, I was like, ooh, buddy, you better watch your head, Lourdes, because she's going to take your head off. But thankfully, it didn't come to blows just yet on this episode. The next scene when it's Papa Bear and Baby Bear time by the Liberty Tree, I was like, oh, here's my throw up time. I don't know. That relationship is good. It's good to see Weaver in it, but I don't want to hear the Papa Bear stuff. I don't want to hear Baby Bear, Papa Bear, Boo Boo this or any of that. I don't know. It just reminds me of like the couples that have the matching sweatshirts on. But
Nice.
the Liberty Tree is coming together. Ooh. The Berserkers are outside Crazy Lee's room when Tom shows up. And is this the new thing? Are we going to have to see like 7 more episodes of Tom coming to somebody's hospital bed and saying, thank you so much for your service? You know, we're friends. Bye.
We're friends, but you still yank my chain, blah blah blah.
So Pope takes issue with Tom and blames him for what happened to Crazy Lee, and Tom was like, you're right, and he walks away. Did that diffuse the situation, or do you think that just made everything worse?
You know what? I don't know, because you know what? As we all know, Pope he has a valid claim to his reasons. You know what?
Yeah,
We're
he
just
does.
being fodder to these things, and I think we are gonna. It will come to a head in which the Berserkers are gonna leave.
Oh, you think that's going to happen this season?
I think so.
It could happen.
Maybe an episode or two, then they'll be back just in the nick of time.
It could happen because it's boiling over. I mean, every week they're saying we should go. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And so Pope has a touching exchange with Crazy Lee, and then she passes away. And Pope gives Matt her necklace and then walks off. And then every once in a while, doesn't Pope have this redeeming moment? And then the writers usually disregard that in the future. You know what I mean? And then around the next bin, they go, screw it. Nope, make him a jerk again.
Yeah, I know one thing about the Pope character, because as he started out, this guy was a ruthless thug. He was a killer. He was a rapist. And now it's like, oh, he's little teddy bear. He's okay. He's nice and cuddly.
I hate to cross streams of other shows, but he would be the Tom character from Revolution. That's who he'd be. Because you love to hate Tom, and then you love it when he's doing something good, but it never lasts long.
Yeah, but I Pope's more likable, I think.
You think so? He's done just about everything.
I think Pope has a redeeming quality with him, where Tom just has his wits and sense of humor, and other than that, he's a complete scumbag.
Nice. All right. Well, parallel over. Maggie asks Hal if Hal remembers giving information to Karen. So Maggie's trying to talk some sense into Hal about turning himself in. But he says, you know what? I'm sure that this is what is the right thing to do, is to turn myself in. And I was thinking to myself, you should probably do some more investigating before you just do that. Seems like you could actually pull off a Sting type mission and possibly take Karen's character out. Wouldn't you think? You could set her up, have him go to his little programmed dream sequence and go meet her, and then just have the berserkers and Maggie there waiting to dust her off. That's what I was thinking.
But you also have to keep in mind that he's not in total control, and he's really unsure about himself.
Yeah, he is. He's very.
And why would you want to put him in that kind of danger?
Which even confirms to me that he is not the mole. It just confirms.
Yeah,
because it's too cut and dry.
They're trying. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to finger point to him to make him look like if he were the mole, which was purposely done.
Yes.
And I have a new theory as to who I think is the mole.
Ooh, are we gonna save it for after?
So yeah, let's save it for the end of the episode. We can talk about it.
Awesome, I love it. Tom informs Marina that she's the new VP candidate. And did you see that smile that came across her face? I still think she's the mole. I still wholeheartedly believe my theory from last time that I think she's the mole.
All right, I'm not okay. I'm gonna go. I think she's the mole too.
You've coming on board. All right,
I
on board.
Believe she's the mole, and this is the only reason why. I did some checking, and I believe the actress's name is Gloria Rubin.
You're not giving us any spoilers, are you?
No.
No episode counts.
The only
or
spoiler
like
that I'm going, it's just a minor one.
Don't do the episode count. Don't give them that, because people will get mad at me. They'll get mad at me.
Well, it's because of that is why I think she's the mole.
Okay. We'll let them, if they want to look, they can look. If they don't.
Right.
I think she is. I didn't see any of that stuff, and you told me about that stuff or whatnot, but for me, I just thought it last week because it makes sense if she could get in. I mean, who is she? Where does she come from?
We don't know who she is, and our former president, you saw how comfortable he was with her.
Yep.
And when she stated, or when he stated before he was killed, it's you.
Oh, it's you.
And then it's like, you're the mole?
And wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, it's that time already or something, he said. And then, you're the mole. Smack. Yeah. Laser pistol. She's it. It's her. It's her, because now she is in direct succession, which would be perfect. So just get rid of Tom. Bam.
And then I read a synopsis of a future episode, which she's going to be coming into a disagreement with Tom.
Good deal. It's another
and
spoiler.
So then I looked at that and I was like, yep, she's the mole.
I'm going to have to delete that. All right. Tom gives another speech at the Hunger Games microphone. He's doing this all of this he's doing without his Obama 3 teleprompters. That's awesome. I must give him an ovation. Way to go, Tom. Way to go.
Well, is that his little speech?
We can just if we can all just get along. No, he didn't say that.
No, well, you know what? Some presidents, and I'm not going to mention any names, Bush, had to have he had a staff writer write everything for him, and it's funny because teacher I taught with, his younger brother was the speechwriter for President Bush. a junior, not senior, and and all of these politicians nowadays, they have their speech writers. They do all the speeches for them. Well, guess what? Tom just stood up there, and after reading that speech, he went right into he took it down and started saying what came from the heart. And you know what? If some people have a gift like that, that they can speak in front of people like that.
Yeah, some people are good like that.
And then there's others like myself that suck. So
hey, join the club. Tom and Ann attempt to write names on the tree of liberty leaves. But did you notice, please, somebody out there, tell me you guys noticed when they were trying to write with those little markers, nothing was being written on the leaves. They only showed it for just a couple seconds. And they were trying to write, and nothing was coming off. Nothing was going. And then all of a sudden they have writing on the leaf. I was like, no,
yeah, is that cool?
It didn't work. It wasn't working. I love that. Absolutely love that. Somebody was quick with the Photoshop. Love it. Matt is going to hang that necklace on the tree, and then he just decides to keep it as Pope looks on.
Do you know what that medal he had was?
No. What was it?
That was the medal of Saint Michael the Archangel.
Didn't know that.
And this is something that us Catholics believe to help protect against, especially evil spirits and the such, or just to protect us in general.
Okay.
And so I talked before how media is downplaying religion, and you know what? That was never explained what it was. But knowing what I know, that's exactly what that was. And so I'm glad he didn't hang it on the tree.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that he kept it. Now, I love that the singers have a music coach, audio processing, and harmonics added to their voices as they sing. I was like, oh, that's just a little too perfect, my friends. They got a coach up there. He was just going to town, too. He was like,
think this was the only part of the episode that I drowned it out.
Oh, it was horrible.
Like,
Horrible. Hal kisses Maggie, and then he's walking to turn himself in. And then, bam, that's when explosions start to rock the city. And it's alien ships are just starting to pound the city. And did you see that creepy little star child smiling when that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, that freaked me out.
So I guess she's the mole.
She's small enough to be a mole.
Oh, it's you cute little thing. Pow!
Oh, that's awesome. That'd be great if she was the mole. So what did you think of the ending?
I like the ending because the sniper that they had in prison wanted to get out and fight. Because Tom told her what was going on. So we're expecting this invasion, and we have the Volm with us, and they're our allies, and we're still fighting against. And I always forget what that name is that they call the
Cochise?
No, the Skitters. What's that name they call the Skitters? They have or the fish heads, I guess I should call them.
Oh, fish heads, the overlords.
Yeah, the overlords. They got we have a name for them now, which I like fish heads better.
Yeah, everybody likes fish heads, but
overlords.
It's easier. They're easier than all these complicated, stupid names. I'm like, what? What is this one? So, okay. So, did you want to give your overall rating of the show before I get into our email?
Okay, well, it's like I stated before. This was a great episode. I love this episode. Like I said, you know what? It just proves that you don't have to have special effects to tell a good story. And I think one of the huge reveals for this episode was, you know what? The U.S. government still exists. The president is still there. So we'll be meeting up with Stephen Collins here probably, hopefully sooner than later. Also, too, I have a feeling that we're going to find out sooner than later, like sooner, as in maybe the next couple episodes, as who this mole is.
Oh, heck yeah. Yes.
I know we're going to find that out. And the only part that I hated about this episode, and it was Crazy Lee's death.
Really? Okay. You didn't.
I didn't like it. I
Didn't care for that. Okay.
No, I mean, this is a person that I think they could have kept on a little longer. But like this character or this actress, she dies in a lot of her movies or a lot of her TV shows. So
Yes. Yes. Now, next week's is called At All Cost, and it's directed by Greg Beeman, and he directed On Thin Ice, the very first hour of the
Right.
2-hour premiere. So you know it's probably gonna bring the thunder. And
yeah,
and
I
be
hope
good.
he does. I hope he does bring it too. And another thing too, the episode before the final episode of the season, which will be episode 9 of this season. It's called Journey to, I believe it's
Zabalta?
called Zabulba or whatever.
Zabalba? Yep.
And it's directed by Jonathan Frakes, and I'm really gung ho about that because Commander William Riker himself is directing, and I all my favorite Next Generation episodes and Star Trek Voyager episodes have been directed by Jonathan Frakes. So I'm
Nice.
that.
We have an email from James. So this is a follow-up to this week's show. So he says, "Hey, Hank and Alex, thanks again for your efforts on this awesome podcast. So let's recap. FOCU, what letter comes next? S, yeah, as in focus. You are on watch." So he's talking to the Berserkers and company. You guys are supposed to be on watch, not playing around. So in this week, it's going to be Presidential Tom Mason judging from his +5 waistcoat of leadership. And he said that's a Dungeons and Dragons joke. So I don't know. I don't know that reference, but I'm sure somebody else does. This week's episode is called Lincoln Mason and the Tree of Liberty. No crap. I called this as soon as I saw him. And there it was. It happened. He's so in sync with this show. I was like, nice, nice. Just as I was getting freaked out by the chick with a metal rod in her head, they cut to the creepy baby. It's like Chucky. I hope it kills Lourdes soon. What if she goes after somebody? Oh, that would be awesome. Oh my gosh, that would freak me out, but that'd be awesome. Then he says, Pope, I can see the end of the hacksaw. Shouldn't you be cutting the rod underneath her head? She didn't ask for a cut in color.
It did quite seem to, it took him a long time to cut through that re-rod, so either that hacksaw was dull as heck or he just didn't know how to do it.
Thank you. So is Lourdes a PhD in psychology or BS? I'm thinking BS. Oh dear goodness, now she's a neuroscientist. Ever since they gave her that lab coat and stethoscope, it's gone to her head, wandering around hospitals giving advice to random people. Tom Mason has never put on a nappy. I have 3 kids and I work full-time in childcare. That's the worst nappy change I have ever seen. How can you not have spare people to go and liaise with the other president? We have at least 2 people making a tree out of metal. He says, hey, idiots, drop a seed in the ground and wait 10 years and you're done. So President Lincoln Mason is giving an address in what looks like a theater. Where is John Wilkes Pope? Well, hope you like my comments, guys. Pick and choose if you want. It's always such a thrill to hear you guys reading my emails, and I can't wait to download the new podcast. Thanks again, guys. James from Melbourne. Oh, he's awesome. Very good thoughts on that.
Yeah, thanks again, James.
The Liberty Tree.
You know what? I got a gripe,
Go ahead.
and it's to James.
Oh, what is it?
James, where are you when we do our Revolution podcast?
He
'Cause
hates
that's
revolution. He can't tolerate.
we need him for that.
We do need him for that, but he cannot tolerate revolution.
Oh, come on. It's the funnest thing to pan.
Well, yeah, the show everybody loves to hate sometimes. Alex, what are you giving the show overall out of 10?
Overall, I'm gonna give it the same as I gave it last week. I think I gave it an 8 last week.
I couldn't agree more because
So
it's close.
and again, it's because like to me that revelation that the president is actually still alive.
That's good.
That's pretty darn cool. And I'm not going to share any spoilers because I know exactly where the president is.
Nice.
So and it, no, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to save it for everyone to be surprised when it's revealed.
That is cool. All right. Any final thoughts?
No. The plot is moving right along, and
we have an award
I
to
love
hand out.
I love the 10 episode seasons. I really do.
We have an award to hand out. So who is going to be stupid? I think it should be Tom for talking smack about your woman right in front of her and being condescending and just a jerk. I thought he should get it.
Well, you know what? I think we have 2 candidates.
Who's the other one?
I think the other candidate could be Maggie for making fun of poor.
Oh yeah, that was pretty messed up.
The Frankenstein comment.
That wasn't politically correct, but Tom's got to sleep with this woman.
Yeah, Tom, yeah.
Okay, Tom Mason, please step forward, Mr. Lincoln. You are the undefeated king of stupidity in this episode. Tom Mason, accept your award. All right. Yeah, he's stupid,
I
dude.
think we're going to have to call this
the Mason.
The moronic Mason.
It's coming to that point because it's always someone in their vicinity that gets it's either their exact last name or somebody in their vicinity gets this award. You know. So yes, that was stupid. All right. I think that's going to do it then, Alex.
All right.
So, folks, we hope you'll tune in each and every week on tpenetwork.com. You can catch us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Zune Marketplace, and anywhere else fine podcasts are served. I hope you guys will write us a review in iTunes or wherever you get our show from. It helps get us a little bit more publicity, so we can definitely use every review, every rating you guys can throw at us. We can use it, and just helps the show. And I hope you'll check out my new book, Uphill Entrepreneur. For Alex Cruz, I'm Hank Davis. Until next time, my friends, we're signing off.
See ya.